Canada's #1 optometry podcast. I am your host, Dr. Varghese. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me here, guys. I'm always so grateful that you would take time out of your busy day to join me to learn and to grow. And I'm always trying to bring on exciting new guests. And this one is definitely going to be a very unique episode, definitely a first for me. And it's something that we've kind of put together in a short amount of time because we got some really interesting things to talk about. I have Chrissy Friberg and Dr. Jamie Varghese joining me here from Alaska, and we're going to be talking about eye care in the wild. I think I might make that the title of the podcast. And really kind of like the amazing things that they're doing all the way out there in Alaska. And so I'm going to actually turn it right over to them so they can give us an introduction about where they are and what they're doing. So Chrissy and Jamie, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
So my name's Chrissy. I'm a licensed optician for 22 years here, and I've been working up in Alaska for about 2.5. And right now we are in a little island about a few miles from Russia. We can see Russia from here, in a native village called Gamble on St. Lawrence Island. So we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, and I'm Dr. Varghese. I graduated from PCO in 2021. And I did a rotation out here in Alaska in the YK hospital. And then I just loved serving the natives out here. I fell in love with Alaska. I grew up in Jersey, but here I am. I've been working for Prism for about a year now.
That's amazing. That's really incredible that you guys are out there serving communities that have limited access. I think that's maybe even an understatement.
Yeah.
So tell me about, let's talk about like the reason we wanted to record this in such a short period of time here, Chrissy, because we've been talking about it a little bit, and then all of a sudden we're like, no, you're out there on this island. I want to record it right now because it's kind of such a unique thing. Tell me about your location and why you're there right now.
So, we're here for, of course, eye care. We're here. We've come at some bad times, but this is a good time. If you come when the ice breaks up or during hunting season, you don't see patients. Like they won't come. So this is a great time now because the patients are here. They just got their PFDs. So you don't know what that is. They get dividend funds for oil. So
okay. They got money.
So it's more exciting in the villages. They're here and they're not out hunting walruses or whales. They're actually here or picking berries. That's a big time of year too. We won't see patients if berries are growing. They go pick berries. So it'll be dead if if it's hunting season or berry season. So it's very interesting to plan your trips around that. And yeah, we're just that's why we're here right now.
So what's berry season? Do you know what kind of berries?
We've been here when they've
well, it depends on the region. So we do the whole state of Alaska. So we do I've been southeast we were just in the Arctic Circle like last week. We were in by Barrow, polar bear country. But so it depends on the region. There's like blackberries, blueberries, cranberries. And they make this thing called a gudok out of it. A gudok is it's called Eskimo ice cream. So it's like fat, sugar, fish, and berries. That's like their favorite.
Wow. That's ice cream. That's crazy. Sorry, Jamie, you were saying.
Well, you don't actually eat things.
Oh yeah, we've been here when they've caught whale, walrus, seals. So it's always like a fun time seeing how they come together as a community. It's really
so
special.
Exciting. Yeah, like when they catch a whale, it's like the most exciting thing ever. Like like the whole village is on and everyone's talking about it and showing pictures and like we caught one, and then they share with the whole community. They put it out. They even let us have some. Like they're very
they've been very open to us and super everybody's super loving.
Yeah, we feel the love when we land here. They're like, "What do you need? What do like?" And they bring us stuff, and yeah, it's really nice.
Well, that's nice.
She got a giant walrus tusk yesterday. I would say chewy sushi.
Yeah, it's not fishy. It's more like you eat the blubber and the skin, and it's kind of tough.
There's some in the freezer. Do you want to go get some?
Yeah, please go ahead. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, we've also tried walrus. We've tried seal, moose, caribou, musk ox. Yeah, lots of fun things.
Wow.
Yeah.
So while Chrissy's out there grabbing the whale meat that I wanted to see, what is
This is called musk ox. The native bird spirit whale fat. Here it is.
Wow. Okay, it's just like a block of. Okay, so that's the skin on the dark side? Is that what that is?
This is blubber.
That's
This,
blubber.
This is the skin. Yeah.
Okay.
Beluga. You can tell with the, I'm like an expert now.
Wow. Okay. Thank you.
But yeah.
Looks like a bar of soap.
But yeah. And then that's weird food that we eat.
Well, I mean, that's great that you guys are kind of like entrenched in the local community and you're eating what they're eating and you're doing what they're doing. I think that's really important versus just showing up and be like, no, no, we're the eye care professionals. We're going to keep our own little bubble. The fact that you guys are really ingrained is really great.
I feel like that's like makes the difference. That's why we see like more patients and like we have more follow-up care and stuff because we do actually care. Like we want to be here. We're grateful to be here. We're not just like doing our jobs. We're like trying to like learn. And I've learned a lot out here in my professional career and like personal career. So
also the company that we work for, it's called Prism, and they're really special because they've been doing this since 1959. So
wow.
we'll get patients that are like, I don't know, 70 years old, and they'll be like, oh, I remember Prism coming out here when I was a kid. And it's just so special to be a part of that. That like even now, years later, it's still around and it's still a big impact to the community.
That's amazing. Wow. That's a really long time. So who started Prism Optical back in the
so it was based out of Florida in the 50s. And then it was run by groups of doctors. And then my friend, actually, I worked with at Walmart Vision Center back in 2001. He ended up buying out all the other doctors. And then he called me a couple of years ago and he called me and said, hey, you want to do this Alaska thing? And I was like, sure. So I was like, here a week later. But his name's David. And he lives in Washington like me. And then we have it like, but we're based out of Anchorage now instead of Florida. So it used to be some eye doctors from Florida, and it would just be, we'd come out here once a year to each village. Now we're doing a couple times a year for each village. There's teams that go out, but we come out once a year, and then they'd get a magazine in the mail, and they'd have to measure that. You'll hear the elders talk about like how they used to have to order glasses. Like they look at, there's like 5 styles in a magazine, and then they would like put their glasses up to this like measuring thing and like where to bend it and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I have an old one. I found one. I actually found one in a school in this village called Noatak up by Kotzebue. We don't know where any of this is, but I found an old prism like from the 70s, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is me.
That's cool. So tell me about the environment. So one of the things that I know, Chrissy, you and I are talking about when we met at Vision Expo was obviously you're really out there and you're out in the wilderness a lot of the times. What types of things are you coming across in that sense as far as, live animals?
Should I tell my polar bear story really quick?
Yeah.
So I was stuck in this village called Kaktovik. It's by Barrow. It's very north. It's by Canada, actually, like on the top of Canada. And so I'm up there and we got snowed in for 5 days. So I call everyone my aunties up here. So my aunties, they're like, let's go see some polar bears. I actually have a crazy video of this. So we drive up and there's a polar bear, and then she wants me to get a better look. So in Kaktovik's an island in the Arctic Ocean, and there's 150 people and 84 polar bears that live on this island. So they're used to them. So she's trying to polar bear over so I can get a better look at it. And I'm like panicking, like this is where I'm going to die. Like this is the last video anyone's ever going to see on my phone. But I've got to see a polar bear a few times, but that was like the closest, like it was so close. She was like just calling it over. I'm like, no. Wow. And we've seen lots of whales. Mm-hmm. I've seen polar bears a few times, and then black bears. Oh, she went to Katmai.
Yeah, that's cool. It's a national park. You can see all the grizzlies.
And
that's
then
really cool.
have we seen muskox?
Yeah, bears are.
I've only seen dead ones.
Oh, that's too bad. But live polar bears is exciting. That's definitely something that would be really cool to see. Also a little scary, I imagine.
Yeah,
Chrissy, I think the term that you used when we talked was bush medicine. Does that sound right? Is that what you phrased it as?
Yeah, that's exactly what we do. Yeah, we're on the bush. Yeah, bush medicine.
Yeah, so all the villages.
What does that mean?
Called the bush. Just means like off the grid, like off their grid. There's no roads that lead to any of these villages. So we're just out in the bush. And you have to take these like little tiny bush
Cessna
planes to come out here. So every village we go to, we just take these little planes.
Sometimes we take boats though too, or we'll take snow machines. But
Yeah.
like I spent this summer on the Yukon River doing village from boat to boat to boat, like by boat, and it was amazing. But there's no access. So yeah, they call it the bush, the Alaskan bush. There's also like the Australian bush. So bush medicine is just very.
So that might be the title of the
very
podcast.
Remote. Very remote.
Medicine. Okay. So Jamie, tell me, how are you? What type of equipment do you have to do an eye exam? Do you have stuff that's set up or do you have portable equipment?
Yeah, so I have a phoropter. It's on a stand, and we use water bags to weigh it down.
Here it is.
I don't know if you can see it there.
Yeah, I see it. All right. Not bad. And then
so
how about as far as
and we have a chart. What was that?
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, so we just have the phoropter we carry around. I have destroyed 2.
Yeah.
And then we have a chart. We have I have my DO, my RET, BIO, and we have a portable slit lamp. We have a tonometer, and yeah, that's it.
So you have all the.
I bring a lot of glasses. I have about 500 frames.
500. Wow.
Yes, we have.
Like, we have it set up.
Yeah. Do you want to see?
Sure. Yeah. Let's see it.
Okay. Let's go on adventure. So we're actually in an inn right now, which doesn't. Most of the time we sleep at schools or we'll sleep like at bingo halls, but there's actually an inn here. But so this is the inn. So let's see if we can make this happen. Okay. So there's one table, and then.
Oh wow.
There. And then.
Cool.
So I'll check them in here, and then we walk through here, and then this is where the exams happen right here. Where's the chart? Oh, there's a chart. Okay. There it is. Ta-da! It's like kind of way of optics.
Very nice. Very nice. Excellent.
Okay. What? Oh my gosh, she wants to show her walrus text she got yesterday. This guy cut it. Okay, I don't know. It's really hard because I can't talk about this stuff in Seattle. People get upset. Like I had wolf fur earrings. I have a wolf fur coat that was gifted to me, but this guy cut her off a walrus tusk and like mounted it for her yesterday. It was like really special, and she's so proud. Like it's like so cool. Anyways, but like out here, people get upset about hunting and but it's all sustainable and they like eat all of it and they use it all of it. So
I've been thinking about that since we've been talking. Right, I've been thinking about that since we've been talking because, of course, there's a lot of reasons why hunting is not a good thing, perhaps. And you talk about ivory and tusks. Of course, I think a lot of times we'll think about like elephant tusks, for example, which
they're eating the walruses too.
Yeah, here it's a sustainable thing where they're kind of like one with the environment. And so they
have it's not in here. They like bless it like after they pass it. It's beautiful. Like they have they have this like picture. It's in a couple villages that somebody drew, and they're like killing the walrus, but they're like praying with it, and it's like at peace. Like it's like beautiful. So
yeah. Well, it's part of the culture, and it's not like they're out there. Yeah, they're not out there, killing these animals en masse. They're just doing it as needed to kind of
eat
sustain
and to make things and. Yep. Look at her whales. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this is the kind of stuff I get excited. So this is the walrus tusk she got yesterday, like literally yesterday. And then there's like world class carvers here. So it's like the world's best ivory carvers like in the world are here. So that are of course legal ivory carvers. I don't know about anyone else, but
oh wow.
It's massive.
So that's carved out of ivory?
That's a female tusk.
Mm-hmm. No, This is the whole tusk. This is the ivory tusk.
This is just straight up a female walrus tusk.
Yeah. So that's that. First of all, that tusk is like huge. I didn't realize it's that big. And then
they cut it down.
Yeah, it was bigger.
Wow. That's crazy. Wow. And that little whale is carved out of ivory. A lot of times
they'll carve. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they'll take that tusk and they'll make art. And this is, I guess it's a baleen. This is a bowhead whale, and they use baleen as a stand, and I think it's on a piece of bone.
Wow,
it's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's
We were in
incredible.
Savunga yesterday we were in Savunga, which is next to here, and that's where we got. Look at it, isn't he cute? He's so cute. It's a little seal.
So actually, I should take a second to just say, obviously, as we're talking, we're looking at this. A lot of people are going to be listening on the podcast through audio. So I'm going to encourage everybody who's listening to go onto YouTube and watch, just to kind of see what Jamie and Chrissy are showing us, right? Just not just these tusks, but also their setup, because it's really interesting. I've done a little bit of remote stuff, but not as remote as what you guys are doing, and so it's really intriguing to me to see what you're up to, and I encourage anybody who's listening to go check that out. What is it like? There's a certain message you want to share right now, right? There's part of the reason that we're doing this call is because I'm so interested in hearing and seeing what
Yes.
you're doing, but there's something else that you want to share. So I would like for you to take a moment to kind of talk to some people and see what share the message that you want to share.
Oh, we're talking about how we're recruiting people.
Yes.
Yes, we are looking for people to join our team. So I don't know if we can add it in the end or something, but just prismoptical.com. We are looking for optometrists. We're all good on opticians. We have a good solid team, but we need some traveling optometrists for us for some special trips that we're going to take out to some extra remote locations that really have no healthcare or anything. So
Wow.
we're looking for some teammates to join me. We have a lot of fun. We keep you alive, keep you fed.
The
Barely.
alive part's important. Yeah.
Make you die. I'm tired.
And so, okay, so prismoptical.com. So you said you go out there 2 times a year. Is that sort of the commitment? Like you need someone to be out there?
No.
This is my 7th time.
I've been out here once a month with 1 week off. But we're the two, people get to choose their schedule. We're like the workhorses of the company. We're always out here.
Yeah, there's doctors that just come out here
Once a year.
once a year, twice a year. Yeah, I've come out. This is my 7th trip this year, but it's awesome. You do 3 weeks at a time, and you get a lot of time off, and you get to meet all these amazing people and serve the community. But also Alaska itself, it's beautiful. It's an adventure. Like I've seen the Northern Lights. I've seen the Arctic. We dipped our feet in the Arctic Ocean yesterday.
Wow.
So it's
Imagine
really
it's cold.
like the optometry job of a lifetime.
Yeah, you have
That's
memories
amazing.
for ever. So we're surprised there's not people knocking down our doors. But we are looking for some teammates, but really we're here today. Also to share how awesome this is, but
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. Like I said right off the top, this is definitely very unique for me. I've never spoken to anybody about practicing in Alaska, let alone somebody who's in Alaska even. So learning about that is pretty amazing. So Jamie, you're saying there's a lot of time off. So somebody would come out there for a few weeks, and then you would just be do people usually go back home and then practice their normal setting back home as well?
always. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some people have their own practices.
I have my own practice.
Some people,
Right.
they just do per diem. So that's kind of what I do since I'm here most of the year. This is my primary job, and then I'll go home and I'll pick up per diem at a private practice or or corporate.
Just travel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
or you
went to Canada. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anyone to kind of report to, so I
Right.
if I wanted to, I just travel, take my parents, or travel with my family, friends, boyfriend. Yeah.
Right. So you could have a lot of free time potentially. And so your main source of income is this job, and then you are sort of flexible to do other stuff in the other time if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. And you don't even have to, if you didn't want to, you didn't have to pick up other days. It's really, really flexible.
You get to choose your.
Yeah, and then other doctors do the opposite, where this is just something that they do once or twice, and they focus more on whatever primary job they have back at home.
Right. Something I forgot to ask you earlier, Jamie, is what's the ocular health side of things? What does that look like? Are you seeing a lot of disease, or is it, a lot of complicated refractive errors? What does that look like for you?
It depends on the village. We'll go to some villages that have it follows certain trend since like they're more related, like high sales, things like that. Disease wise, I see a lot of cataracts. I mean, they spend a lot of time out here in the sun and outdoors, in the snow. So I'll see a lot of people with really, really dense cataracts that just need to go right away. I see lots of ulcers. People don't have access to like daily contacts, or it might be too
And
expensive,
running water.
or running water. So
Right.
I'll see lots of corneal, just like scarring and infections. So I'll carry around some drops with me. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel
I've
like you probably
seen
need
one
like
retinal detachment.
buckets full of like Vigamox or something, some sort of antibiotics to.
No. Yeah,
You've
it's
seen
hard.
one retinal
There
detachment?
are clinics. I
Yeah.
can write a prescription.
Okay.
There are clinics around here, so I can write a prescription. It's not actually, they don't have Vigamox.
No.
Yeah, it's really limited.
So yeah, we were trying to
Fair
figure
enough.
out like was it yesterday? We're trying to figure out what we could get this patient. Like you just really have to think on your feet and like also
Yeah.
like use resources. Like relationships out here are really important. Like
Yeah.
relationships with
Yeah.
each other and like with so like I knew someone that like that we could get some information on what the clinic had or on a Sunday, which was good. So
And
yesterday
Chrissy, you and I, when we've been chatting, it's been, I was trying to set a time for us to chat, and you're kind of like, don't worry, we're like up at all hours, and we're seeing patients like whenever. And the fact that you're so far up north, we know that sometimes of the year it's like bright all day, and sometimes of the year it's dark all day. Like, how's your internal clock right now, or does that go a little haywire while you're
so
out
like
there?
we're here for the villagers. So we're here for the villagers. So we should really do work on their time. So like depending on that, so like they usually get up later and then stay later. So we work later. So usually we've been working from like 10 to 8, but we'll go 9, 10. I went as late as 2 in the morning. And so usually we sleep in. We were up early but we usually will sleep in until
Sorry to
around
make you
9 and
get
then
up so
work.
early.
And then like, oh no, you're fine. But then because we go to every day and a half, we go to a new village. So tomorrow, so we're packing up tonight. So we're going to work till 8 and then we pack up. And then tomorrow we're actually going back to the main off this island. We're going to a place called Shishmarath. And then we'll do that. And then we're actually going back down south after that it's called the Bethel area on the Yukon River. So we're, so our clock's messed up. Yeah, you get home and you sleep. You sleep for a while. But we'll see patients as late as they want to be here.
No, that's great. You're right. You're there for the community, and you're only there for such a short period of time, so you may as well see as many people as you can in that period. That makes a lot of sense. So, anything else? What else you want to share? Anything exciting you want to share about what you're doing out there? Like something that we wouldn't know about that you do.
I guess the bush planes are really cool.
Yeah.
Like that's probably my favorite part of the job is flying on the small planes. Like it's just so peaceful and like they're like 4 to 6 seater planes. Well, we were on like a 10-seater yesterday.
But we've been on flights where it's a 4-seater.
And you're just like
it's just the pilot, the co-pilot, if there is one, and then the 2 of us.
Yeah, and just
to see the amazing scenery of Alaska, it's amazing.
That's the best part for sure. Is the bush planes to travel. It's like
it's truly like the last frontier. Like there's so much untouched wilderness, mountains, lakes, glaciers, rivers, just amazing. The wildlife.
Yeah.
And also just the way of life. Amazing. I mean, people like seeing people like live off the land and totally be sustainable. It's awesome.
Oh, and I do want to say too, I don't know if doctors want to donate, like to like help us bring eye exams out here, we do have our Prism Cares.
So how do we? So tell me about that. The next question I was going to ask you is: you've already mentioned prismoptical.com, but where can people go to learn more or donate like that?
Yeah, so it's prismcares.org, and that's our like nonprofit. So some people do have healthcare, but some people don't. So we do give away free services, and so we always are trying to do fundraiser. Well, this is a fairly new thing, especially they've changed some Medicaid guidelines, and and we've just found that there's like a lot of diabetes, a lot up here, and then also there's a lot of kids that just don't have, and so they're not seeing, they're not learning. So we're just you're giving stuff away, which is great.
Yeah.
We're happy to do that. But
Yeah.
there is, those prismcares.org. You can learn about like why we give stuff away. It's the Brian Coe Diabetic Foundation. And we're just giving away free eye exams to people that really need it in classes. So
that's great. No, it's really great that you guys are out there doing that and supporting and helping the communities that don't have access to care. It's really, really important. Well, thank you for taking the time to do this, especially so early in the morning, and sharing this like such a unique perspective. Again, so many things that I don't know or have never seen before. You almost got me kind of convinced to come out there and check it out, but I'm going to definitely
come. Yes.
We'll see. I have a lot of.
You can take a break from your work. It's fine. Just come up here.
You know, Jamie was saying she's not really tied to anything or committed to anything, so she's got the flexibility. Unfortunately, or however you want to put it, I have lots of commitments back here, including 3 kids, wife and 3 kids. So I got to make sure that I've got to be present. So disappearing for a few weeks might be a little hard right now.
Maybe later.
Maybe when I'm a little older and they're a little more settled, I'll come back to you guys in a few years.
I would love that. Please come. Yes, it's a great time.
That's awesome. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it, Chrissy and Jamie, for taking
Thank you
the
for having
time.
us.
And thank you to
Thank you so
everybody
much
who's
for
listening
having
and
us.
watching. Yeah. Thank you to everybody who's listening and watching
Yeah, good morning.
the 2020 podcast, Canada's #1 optometry podcast. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.